Well, I'm on time today. I'm usually 5 minutes late or something.
Oh, you're on time, yes.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Now, let's see. Yes. So how I would go about this? It's basically doing that, separating the head or the face, separating the face here, and that V shape here, there, and then getting the head like that, getting the head, which is basically what I'm doing is actually I'm isolating this or simplifying that. It's a bit like a cone. Like a cone here. And then you have loads of hair up here, here. That's obviously I'm going very, what's the word? Simplified version, yes. So, and as I said, bring that down, bring the side of his face, that side, and also getting the eyebrows there, and possibly coming a bit further up with where the head, let's say the outline of the head will be, or should be. So that's the most simple, I would say, beginning of the head, and then maybe bringing him. Look, what I'm actually emphasizing is this line here now. Yeah, that one. A bit of ear. I get the ear going. It's a bit chilly. Do you want me to lock the windows?
I'm okay. Yeah.
I'm okay with that, but if you see, it's 22 degrees. It's not. But if
It's still quite warm, isn't it?
it is, and well, hopefully it will continue.
Yeah,
continue
if I
like
get
that.
cold of it. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know, or just lock the windows really if you want to. And look, and a bit of ear here. And you've got the neck, and the neck it's a cylinder, so I will work on the neck. Look, you have that dark line here, which is this one. And see, if you've noticed, see how I'm keeping it wide?
Yeah.
Keeping the pencil wide. You cover a lot more surface much quicker if you keep it like this. And what I'm constantly looking is to simplify the whole thing. Look. There. You got the ear, the eye there. Nose is right here. Okay. And what I need to look at is, sorry, because I'm on your way, but no, I cannot go there because the camera is there. Okay.
I'll see.
No, it's right.
Over here.
Oh yeah, I think it would be better for you if you can check for more. And then you have the nose here. Okay. And the eyelid, the upper eyelid, the eyebrow, and then the whole thing is a bit darker there. Now here, upper eyelid again, and you got the that's the lower eyelid. Yeah, that's the lower eyelid. Bit darker. And look, what I should do is to separate. See, the eyebrows are not together, so keep an eye when you go to that area. There. Keep them apart. I think that line, it's way too strong of a statement. Go a bit lighter there. And tip of the nose here. You got the nostril, bit of rounded form, and that reflected light underneath. Cast shadow of the nose under his upper lip here. And I think I need to come a bit further up with the upper lip there. So that's the philtrum. and obviously the lower lip. Bit thinner, a very sharp drop on the upper lip upon the lower lip here, which is this one. Talking about that particular area here, and a bit further up the chin. There. It's a light area, so I'm talking about this one here, that particular line. There, here. This line here. Roundness of the chin, rounded. But what I'm out of space, I'm running out of space, is that I've gone too narrow with the jaw. So I probably expand that. Do you remember that I started like this? I've started that. I think yes. And now that I feel the need, now that I've gone with more features, where the features are slowly entering the area, or completing the area, then I feel the need to go a little bit further down with my jaw, make it wider. Also, a bit of a cheekbone, and keep that wide like this here, and there, and also keep that dark, which is the upper eyelid there. And this, the upper eyelid on the other eye, is where it is, but I need to soften that, because otherwise it looks too bright, the eye itself. I'll do that rounded bit here, which is the upper eyelid, and getting onto the hair, which is a line like that, which I'm talking about this particular line. This curl goes really close to the eyebrow. There. Another curl here. Another curl there. And I could afford to make it darker, because actually what I'm doing, I'm spreading those darks all around. So I'm making it darker here, although it shouldn't, because it's quite light. But to create depth, you better get with the darks there. Okay. Hair, curls up here, there, curls here, and a bit, as I said, as I expanded on this side, I think I need to do the same with the ear. Just go much darker here, and it's not darker only, but wider. Push the ear further out, and the same with a bit of hair. Although the hair is quite light here, it's very light tone. And the curl down here, which is this one here, that form. It's like a cylinder. Look, if you isolate it, this is a rounder. Look, see, it's like it reminds me of those on a hairdresser, the ladies, when they do these, create those cylinders they put on, to create that curly. Well, I'm simplified, obviously. It's not that, but it just reminds me of that. And then dark, and keep an eye on the soft merge of side plane to the front here, and upper eyelid, lower eyelid, upper eyelid, lower eyelid, there, get the dark on the shadow of the lower eyelid, and here as well, and a bit of reflected light coming through. There. Well, that's pretty much the face. Yeah, of course there are more details to it. So probably a little bit more light here for the, it's looking like he's looking on his right. So I need to keep soft on that line, because he's not looking specifically anywhere. It's a sculpting anyway. and then some highlight here, and then a little bit of highlight on the upper eyelid. Eyebrow as well. Eyebrow, it's a line which is not, look, if you extend it, it's a line which goes slightly that way. Eyebrow, shadow, upper, again, emphasize the light on the upper eyelid. And see, I'm using basically the pencil, the charcoal, just following the form basically. Yeah, moving with the right, left, moving it this way, softening this, or making a sharp line there, softening this one here, or also the side of the nose. It's a bit of a darker tone of value here. But then, what we need to do now, what I need to do now is to highlight this. Is that nose ridge? It's called nose ridge, I think.
The ridge.
The ridge,
Yeah.
not the nose ridge, the ridge. We just call it the ridge. Okay.
Yeah. Nose it.
Yeah, everybody knows it's a nose ridge. Okay. Yeah, there. And possibly softening that line a bit more. There.
The ridge of the nose.
The ridge of the nose.
Yeah.
Correct, thank you. Eye, and then possibly coming with a bit more. There. Expand the face a bit more. Now that it's become, it just becoming too chubby. It's not as chubby as that. And then highlight.
It's quite subtle that bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
on the
very,
side of the face.
yeah, exactly. It's on the other side. It is very subtle. Yes. And playing around with the curls here, brightening them on parts here. That's a light area there. Then you have the curl which just expands and stops there. And there you have it. The ear is slightly higher up here. There. Okay, yeah, that's it. It's highlight on the ear there, and it's a very soft touch, a soft shadow, and that is above the nostril. I'm talking about the line. It's above the nostril, it's a horizontal line. And just getting these darks, which will create me the huge cylinder, which is the neck. Yeah. And highlight here, right here, which is basically this one here. There. That creates a cylinder of the neck. And it's light right here, which is that reflected light. And it's light, there is no, keep an eye on the line, because it's actually not line there. There's not a line as such. We know where it ends, but it's not by adding a line, it's just by those soft shadows there. And highlight here. And I guess a bit more sharper edge of the charcoal, so soft or sharp on the charcoal here. There. And a little bit darker here. Darker, and then darker. And softening or making that a little bit softer here, and expanding or emphasizing the end of the lip here. There. And upper lip a little bit wider or thicker. End of the chin. And I said no line, but I'm doing actually a line there. Shouldn't do any line there at all. What I can do, I can add a little bit of background, and that creates the line without actual line. That creates the line there. Good. Darker with the curls. You can play around with those roundness of the curls, and then there. See, I'm working with them. It's basically darkening them first. Look, giving, well, this area it's very, very soft compared to that. That's much darker. That's much softer. So softening back firstly, and then secondly there. But these are details that you need to. These are details that you can comfortably do whilst you've sorted the overall image. The turn of the head, the size, the likeness. Yeah, these are details which come at the second stage of your actual drawing. That's a bit lighter here, which is the cheekbone. There. That area of the cheekbone, look, the cheekbone itself ends up here at this point, which is right under the ear. So it ends up, I would say, there. But what I'm seeing here is that there's a general light area, look, from the cheekbone to the end of the cheek, of the jaw. So I'm talking about this. It's a light area. There. Give you a bit more cheek, jaw, and this, it's a softer tonal value. There, it's more like that. And same here. See that? By adding a bit of darkness here, I'm emphasizing the muscle of the upper lip here. There. And the rounded form there. Again, keep an eye on that because it's looking like he's looking over his right, but actually it's not. It's just a shadow. Just a cast shadow of the upper eyelid and upper eyebrow. Just a cast shadow, and that is a very dark shadow here. There. Or just soften it completely. Look, lose completely the line there. I've lost it completely. I'm going very, very. You see, I've just darkened the whole area. There. It doesn't have to be more detailed. There's no need to do that, unless you're doing a realistic image, which in this case is not. We're not doing realism here. It's just kind of a simplified. Well, first of all, it's a sculpting, but there's no need to go more realistic to a sculpting. It's just the general view and the likeness and the movement as well. Upper eye, upper lip, upper muscle of the upper lip, and lower lip, and the filtrum here. Upper lip, lower lip, a bit darker here, and a bit darker here, and lighter here as well. Bring the forehead a bit forward with that light, and yeah, that's the build up of the face, isn't it? It's coming up. I'm artificially darkening this, although I know it's not dark there, but I think that does good. Darkening this way. There. And a bit of...
When you do the background shadow, would you do it just on one side of the body, or would you do it all round?
You can do it all round, or you can do it on... I think it helps to do it on one side, to be honest. Especially here, on that side, on the light area. Because that's how you bring the light, which is coming from the left, as we see it. So that helps. I don't think, well, you can do it here, if you want to work on the background. Look, we'll say that we want to do it both sides, we can do it, it's not a problem. Look. But what we need to add at the end is to create a kind of a borderline where the hair actually finishes left, you see? Just by doing those highlights here. Yeah. And keep it, and here as well. Yeah. I mean, what did I say? No, it's basically here the curls, just the highlights on the curls here, and getting a little bit lighter here as well. There. No? That's pretty much it, basically. Again, as you said, yes, just darkening with the shiny. That's shiny. So look, bring. I can actually emphasize that with the shiny. So take the shiny, go and dip it back to your dust, and then come down here. That's it. But again, that creates a line there, which in the original, it's not there to be seen. But you know it's there, but it's not an actual dark or a borderline there. It's just merged with the background, and that's what makes it magical, makes it beautiful. There. And maybe that, and the plinth, what's that? Not the plinth. This the bust. Yeah, this one. What I could do, and I'll do, is that I'll spray, and you can add darker lines there, or darker shadows. And before you spray, you just make sure that you have brightened up, because otherwise you cannot do those highlights once you spray. Once you spray, you cannot do. That's right.
I'll ignore it.
There, lights. Oh, here. That's a little bit here. And here as well. There. Just bring that forward. So I've brought the chin forward a bit. Okay. See, it works. Do you know this? Just to darken the background here. It does work. See? Create that line and bring the chin forward. Now it's just a matter of working with the end of the upper lip, just up here. And there as well. and a very straight line to create that edge here on the lower lip. And this one. There. Okay, okay. That's pretty much it. And this V shape which enters, look, keep an eye on that because the forehead is quite big actually. Although we don't see it, but it's under the curls. That's why we don't actually see it. And a little bit more of a distance between the curl here and the eyebrow. I was going to say eyelid, but it's not, it's the eyebrow. The eyebrow is there. There. And a bit of a distance between these two. And coming back with this, look, highlights here, the curls here. Or you might say it, what's that? Sideburn. The sideburn. And a little bit of that, which I didn't add it. This one, look. See that shadow here? I'm emphasizing it there. That is right. It's like a continuation of this, of the eyebrow here. And the earlobe here, there. Okay. Yeah, I think the earlobe is better there. And this dark shadows. There. And bring back this background. Well, that's pretty much it. I don't want to finish it because otherwise I'll take time from your time.
Okay.
Huh? Hey, it's coming up.
Yeah.
I'll need to spray. Well, I'll brighten it first and then spray it later on. Well. Let's carry on with a little bit more of drawing here. Get some dust with the brush. And instead of using my fingers here, just use the dust. Okay. Softly merge this, so that creates the impression of a form turning downwards. There. That dust could go here as well. Can apply it there, and a little bit softer here. So a soft edge, just softening this edge here, right there. Soft edge down here as well. Dark here. And a little bit between the eyebrows. Darker, slightly darker. Softer turn. And I will actually spray this, spray the face, and then give it a little bit of a darker tone. A darker tone with charcoal. As I sprayed, what I could do, I could work on the sides. I want to keep that, give it a little bit of an unfair glaze. Yeah. Darker tone. Darker tone here as well. A bit more structured darks. Much more structured darks here. And what I mean by structured darks, a bit more of a geometrical shapes here with the darks. So a bit more squares, creating it by, obviously, with my brush here. And that will bring the face forward, hopefully. And a bit of a tonal value, darker tonal value here. Darker tonal value there. A bit more shadows here. And darker tone here. Bit more darks, my brush and dust. Darker tonal value here as well. A bit darker tonal value under the eye. It is too bright at the moment. There. Darker tone here as well. And a darker tone here on the neck. There. That ties well the neck and the jaw. And the chin as well. More dust, more charcoal dust, especially here. That will also create a bit more of a cylinder space, cylindrical impression there on the neck. Can go a bit darker here on the forehead. Push this side a bit further back, so the left, and leave the right side a bit freer here with more light, more light. I meant. There. And possibly lose this dark here, especially this one here, between the mouth and the background. There. See how the charcoal doesn't actually move when you spray it? It's obviously trapped with the spray, so actually it doesn't move, and it gives you a lot more, gives you the impression of, or the opportunity to add more darks wherever you feel they can be added, let's say. A bit darker here, that helps around, makes the form more rounded. Right up here. There you go. Okay, now sharpen the charcoal stick. And emphasizing those darks here. I'm actually not taking into consideration what it is there. I'm creating my own shadows here. I have to bring the chin closer to us, just by highlighting and darkening here. chin. Actually, by doing this, what I'm actually also suggesting is that because it's a male figure, that could be translated into stubble as well. So it's a bit unshaven. Although we know it's a statue, I know what you mean. I know what you're thinking. It's a statue, you don't need that. Well, at the end of the day, it's art. We're allowed to do, or to improvise and do things that you wouldn't actually see in nature. At the end of the day, I'm improvising and doing my own art. Taking into account this beautiful drawing and then changing it to suit our aesthetic. Why not? And a little bit emphasize this eye here, that beautiful turn of the eye. Cast shadow of the upper eyelid. A touch of darks here to emphasize the end of the eye. Tip of the nose. Moustache here. Actually, as I said, there is no moustache there, but I'm doing my own thing here. And possibly a little bit darker the eye itself here. There, just push it back by darkening it. Easily do the same here as well. There you go. And maybe give it a little bit more of an eyebrow. Raise the eyebrow here. And just overemphasize the tip of the chin here, a bit more rounded. A bit of patty wrapper, which I have somewhere around. That's it, patty wrapper, and re-emphasizing those highlights, if you wish. Just make the lips a little bit more voluptuous. Turn of the mouth, making kind of smiley and happy chappy. Now it's a sculpting, don't forget. It's a happy portrait of a young man. And a bit more rounded here. more. Actually, I've done the neck a bit short. I know, I realized that. But it doesn't matter. You could do it a bit longer. Just give it more. So I should bring that plinth or the torso a bit lower there. Bring it down here. As I say, it's a detail, it's a small detail. Getting that dark of the ear, just bringing, emphasizing the earlobe here. Earlobe, a bit darker on the hair around here. There. Cast shadow of the curls here, right there, and a softer turn here of the darks, and the two curls that I've actually ignored here. 1, 2, 1, 2, and the softer line, much softer line. And a little bit off. High end of the bag, the bag under the eye. There, I said the opposite. And with the mono zero rubber, which is this one, that's a strong rubber. I think I need to emphasize this line underneath here. And that's the same down here. And a bit more. Then get it right to the cheekbone. And that moves away, just blends with the background. Now why? Well, it's not a logical explanation, it's just a technique, it's a style basically. It's aesthetics. Just to blend with the background. Okay. I think I had enough of this. Bit less bright. Bit less bright there. Bit of background, which is missing on that side. All right, I think we're okay with that. One last dip of darks on the hair, just to push back with the chamois, push back this area here. And unifies those lights, because I think they're way too bright. And pushes them back to where they belong, further back. There. That creates the impression of turning point, turns, and gets nodded up with the background. Okay. Okay, now day to day is a 6. Okay, we'll see you on the next one then.